The action-packed Season 3 finale of Star Trek Strange New Worlds concludes multiple storylines, while it occasionally leans closer toward fantasy than science fiction. Over the course of Strange New Worlds' third season, Captain Christopher Pike and his Enterprise crew have faced everything from terrifying Gorn to broken holodecks, and the conclusion provides something for everyone to do. Written by Dana Horgan and Davy Perez and directed by Maya Vervillo, New Life and New Civilizations carries on the plot that was first begun in Through the Lens of Time, the fifth episode of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 3, which introduced the Vesda and their enigmatic prison. The finale fulfills the promise made in previous episode that the Vesda would return by transporting the Enterprise to a new planet named Skygowan. The truth of Captain Marie Batel's Gorn transformation is finally revealed, Lieutenant Sam Kirk gets more lines than he's had all season, and Dr. Roger Corby becomes involved once more. While not everything in the 55-minute episode works, New Life and New Civilizations has its moments and effectively sets up a new beginning for Season 4. As Captain Batel is ready to assume the role of director of Starfleet's JAG office, the episode opens with a celebration in Captain Pike's quarters. However, the Enterprise tracks the Vesda, and what's remained of Gamble, to Skygowan after Dr. Mbenga, Nurse Chapel, and Lieutenant Scotty discover fragments of Gamble's lifeform in the medical transporter buffer. After repairing Gamble's body and turning on the Enterprise transporter from within, the Vesda finally arrived at Skygowan. Massive floating skyscrapers and a busy marketplace teeming with varied creatures make this new planet appear incredible. The Enterprise crew must stop Gamble Vesda from freeing the rest of his species from their prison on Vadia 9, as some of the residents of the Skygowan have started to adore him. Although Gamble's comeback was a pleasant surprise, the Vesda's eventual demise was disappointing given how the species had been introduced in Episode 5. The Vesda are portrayed as evil personified, but that's about all we get from the show, and Gamble Vesda is easily beaten in the end. Batel is one of the only creatures capable of stopping the Vesda because she is now made of DNA from several species that are said to have defeated them. Batel is astonishingly tolerant of her fate as an everlasting statue, claiming that it is her destiny, even if Captain Pike finds it troubling. Batel is about to assault when the scene shifts to a different future when he finally faces Gamble Vesda. We watch as Batel and Pike go through a lifetime. They have a daughter, adopt a dog, commemorate anniversaries, and finally age together. Batel gets the love she needs to battle the Vesda in this beautiful sequence, which takes place in a matter of seconds. Pike admits in the episode that it all feels too much like magic, and no technobabble explanation could make sense of it all. Although it's good to see Pike have a happy and complete life free from his horrific accident, that scenario alone could have taken up an entire episode, like in The Inner Light from Star Trek: The Next Generation. This season finale feels like several episodes are squeezed into one, which is part of the issue. New Life and New Civilizations reinforces my previous belief that Strange New Worlds deserves to have more than 10 episodes per season. Without allowing the audience to catch their breath, the narrative leaps from one revelation to the next. Although there are some great items here, the entire space feels crowded. The plot involving Lieutenant Spock and Lieutenant Commander James T. Kirk comes next. Although it's always entertaining to watch these two characters interact, their relationship is drastically altered by their early mind meld. By the time of Star Trek, the original series, Kirk and Spock had grown to appreciate and trust each other in a way that can only be achieved through years of collaboration and gradual friendship. The Strange New World Season 3 finale's mind meld seems like a cheesy method of strengthening their relationship without fostering it naturally. The Enterprise and the Farragut must fire their guns simultaneously in order to have enough power to open a doorway on Skygowan, which is how the entire scenario is created. Spock and Kirk do this by mind-melding together and then piloting their respective spacecraft in perfect harmony. Ultimately, Spock stays aboard the Enterprise as it gets ready for another 5-year expedition to investigate exotic new worlds, while Kirk returns to the Farragut. Even while New Life and New Civilizations has some excellent moments, it never really comes together as a cohesive whole. Overall, Season 3 of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds included some of the best episodes of the show to far, but the season finale, regrettably, finishes in an odd way. Thank you for watching.